So, Mark, can you tell us a little bit about, advertising, taking a page out in one of the books that you were talking about, or, even advertising online if you've done that?
I was fairly diligent about taking ads out in source books up until I guess about a year ago. Um, and I'd take out a spread and I'd look at it as, someone told me at one point, don't ever do artwork just for an ad. Always use existing artwork, and there are pros and cons to that. If I had the chance, if I had the time, I'd try to do a piece of a piece of art specifically for the ad because I'd feel like, hey, this is my chance to kind of show people, hey, this is the kind of work I want to get. Hire me to do a spread, or hire me to do this, or I eat stuff I don't normally get to do.
Hmm.
And then other times I'd just post a cram as many spots onto the page as I could. I'd put 80 spots on a spread. Hey, here's my ad. So I the last year I am having a hard time. I'm wondering if books are still viable to promote yourself. It just seems like, okay, that's kind of going the way of the dodo bird, and online advertising is where it's at. And I just haven't I haven't maintained much of a presence as far as online portfolios and stuff. So my advertising kind of fell off this past year. So what I'm saying in a very long-winded and roundabout way, I suppose. So.
So, Mark, sometimes as creatives, we really want to spend more time just, working on our craft, working on our artwork. And, we sometimes wish that we had, let's say, a project manager or someone who
Mm-hmm.
could just do all that marketing for us. So,
Mm.
can you talk a little bit about, what it's like as an artist to not necessarily have the time and the luxury, let's say, of doing all the marketing, and how it might be more effective or change things if you had someone that was doing it for you.
Well, I think it would change things for me in that that's just not part of my genetic makeup, apparently, to be able to take my stuff and like, hey, look, everybody, and do that consistently. I'm kind of very not secretive about my stuff, but I'm just kind of, hey, I'm jokey about pushing my stuff. Yeah, it would be great to have. I used to have that, and he was called a rep, and I did that for a while, and he got out of the business, and I don't really have that anymore. But on the other hand, I don't necessarily want to find another rep. So I don't know. I hate to leave it on such a non-interesting note, but it's not a real skill part of my skill set to be able to market and promote myself. And yeah, it'd be great to have someone else handle that, assume that responsibility.
So, is there sort of a way that you could not necessarily have, let's say, a rep, but maybe have an assistant or a like a little part-time project manager or something like that that could help with marketing?
I think
Or
I
maybe
think
even a
that would.
student. You could have a student as an intern that could come in and help with some stuff.
Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that I'd want to take a student and say, I want you to be in charge of my marketing. I'd want to have someone with some sort of, not that there aren't perfectly capable students. I just want to have someone with some experience doing that, someone who'd been, you know, in the business for a while, who kind of knew how to get stuff done. On the other hand, who knows more about social media than kids? So I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Students, not kids.
yeah, I mean, I think, you know, what I was sort of driving at really was you telling them what to do, but them following through. You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying is you really want you don't want somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. You want somebody that does know what they're doing.
Right.
So, you know, so you could have, let's say, there are uh, virtual assistants that specialize in social media and marketing.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's something that I've actually been thinking about down the road is
Mm.
hiring somebody that you know can really read my website, read my content, get to know me better, and then I could provide them with a whole series of, let's say, ideas of, or posts and this and that, but just have them do the follow through of
Mm-hmm.
actually posting it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Or,
Yeah.
you know, setting up, you know, I want this newsletter to go out around this time and I want this newsletter to go out at that time and just send them the content and then they put it together and schedule everything and, you know, they sort of do the follow through, but I'm
Right.
actually directing the stuff.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that would be great to have. On the other hand, me personally, I don't feel like I know enough about the mechanics of that to be able to dictate to someone like here's what you want. I want you to hit this guy, that guy, and that guy, and this guy, and then send out these tweets to so and so. I just don't know anything about that, and it would have to be someone who knows about that stuff, who would come in and say, here's what we're going to do, here's our marketing plan for you, Mark Macho.
Mark, can you tell us a little bit about your future plans and areas that you maybe haven't tackled yet that you're interested in?
uh Here's my future plan, and this should have been a plan for the last 15 years, frankly, but I'd like to really get on top of my website and maintain it and update it in a timely and consistent fashion, and just better establish my sort of web presence, which has been very, very spotty, and also look for. I'd like to get some animation work. I'd like to get some advertising work and pursue that, as opposed to print illustration, which I've been doing for a very long time and feel like I'm reasonably well established in.
So,
So,
as far as the animation, what areas are you thinking of? Are you thinking of like cartoons, commercial, um, you know, feature films? I mean, what are you
oh,
thinking of
I,
when you you know with animation?
well, more. I was thinking more commercials. To be honest with you, I haven't thought as far as feature films. I mean, I'd love to tell you, yeah, I've got these two characters that I've been carrying around for 15 years, and just wait till I write my screenplay. But nothing like that. I sit in front of the TV and I see animation and think, I'd like to do character design for something like that. I'd like to get a call to do something like that. So
Excellent.
that's where I'm going with that.
Well, thank you so much for being part of my brand interview series.
Yeah, sure.